You know, this isn't just some story about money. This is about how one single decision, starting with just $500, can completely change your life and lead to a kind of freedom you might not think is possible.
So let me introduce you to someone. Her name was Emma. And when our story starts, she's 34 years old. Picture this, it's 2 in the morning, she's sitting at her kitchen table, and she's just staring at her bank account.
And that's what she sees, $500. That's it. That's not her fun money, that's everything.
Now this moment, this is what we call the kitchen table moment. It's that point where the numbers on the screen stop being abstract and become painfully, terrifyingly real. We've all been there in some way, right?
For Emma, this was absolute rock bottom. I mean, check this out. No savings account, no safety net. Her car payment was already late. Her one credit card was completely maxed out. And to top it all off, she'd just been laid off from a job she'd had for nearly a decade. Now, most people in that exact situation, they would have given up. They would have panicked. But Emma, she did something different. With that last $500, she found herself at a fork in the road.
She realized she had 3, and only 3, real choices. Number 1, spend it. You know, pay a bill, get some groceries, and poof, it's gone. 2, save it. Stick it in a savings account where it does, well, pretty much nothing. Or 3, invest it. Take a real chance on making that money actually grow.
And just look at the difference here. If she saved her money in a typical bank account, she would have earned 50 cents. In an entire year, 50 cents. But investing it, well, that was a whole other ballgame.
Okay, but let's be real. Investing feels complicated, right? The stock market just feels like a giant casino for rich people. So what did Emma do? She cut through all of that noise and found a ridiculously simple answer. She discovered something called an index fund. Now, this isn't about picking one single stock that could go to zero overnight. No way. Think of it more like a shopping basket. Instead of buying just one company, you're buying a tiny piece of hundreds, sometimes thousands, of the biggest companies all at once. You're basically betting on the entire economy.
And here's why that is such a game changer. For the last century, through world wars, depressions, tech bubbles, pandemics, you name it, the US stock market has returned an average of about 10% per year. By just buying that one basket, Emma was able to tap into that incredible history of growth.
But you know what's crazy? That 10% isn't even the most powerful part of the story. Not even close. The real magic, the secret sauce, isn't the return. It's the compounding. It's what happens when your money starts making its own money. Okay, let's play this out so you can see what I mean. Let's say Emma takes her initial $500, and then somehow she scrapes together just $200 a month to add to it. Over 20 years, the total money she put in out of her own pocket would be $48,000.
But here's where it gets wild. Because of compounding, her account wouldn't be worth $48,000. It would be worth over $150,000. Her money all by itself would have more than tripled.
And what if she just waits another 10 years, 30 years total? That number explodes to over $400,000. Just think about that. Toward the end of that journey, her investments are making more money in a single year than most people earn from their full-time job. It's insane.
So this is what Emma figured out during those late nights at her kitchen table. She read a few books and realized the formula wasn't some complex algorithm. In fact, it was so simple it was almost embarrassing.
Step 1, spend less than you earn. That's it. It's the foundation for everything else. You have to create a gap.
Step 2, invest the difference. That gap you just created, that's your secret weapon. That's the money you put to work.
And step 3, and honestly, this is the hardest part for almost everyone. Wait, that's it. No complicated trades, no get-rich-quick scheme, just time, discipline, and letting compounding do its thing.
So, armed with this simple, powerful knowledge, Emma didn't just sit there, she put a clear 5-year planning to action. She focused on 3 things and she did them relentlessly. First, she got a new job, and every time she got a raise, she pretended it didn't exist. That invisible money went straight into her investments. Second, she started a little freelance business on the side, bringing in an extra $400 to $600 a month, which also went straight into her investments. And third, she never, ever sold. Not even when the news was screaming that the market was crashing and everyone around her was panicking. She remembered this great quote: "The stock market is the only store in the world where people run away when there is a sale." She saw those crashes as a discount, a chance to buy more for less, and she just kept going.
And the result? Get this. By the time Emma turned 42,
Just 8 years after that dark night at her kitchen table, her investment portfolio crossed $180,000 from $500.
Now look, Emma's story is powerful, but this isn't really about her. It's about the simple, repeatable principles she used. And now, well, it's your turn to decide.
There's this old saying that I absolutely love. The best time to start investing was 10 years ago. The second best time is today, right now. And here's the amazing part. You don't need to be rich. You don't need a finance degree. Here's what you actually need: a brokerage account, which is free and takes about 10 minutes to open online. An index fund, which you can start investing in with literally $1. And patience, which costs absolutely nothing, but is worth everything.
You know, the biggest mistake people make is waiting until they have enough money to start. There is no enough. There is only now or later. So this isn't about Emma anymore. The real question is, what will you do? Because that kitchen table moment, that decision to finally do something different with your money, that's not just Emma's story. It's your moment, and it's happening right now.